My name is Frosty, and today we are picking up where we left off from last time. We're going to be heading into Moon 117 for the clan and 116 for Frost Whisper, so as crazy as it is, he's almost going to be at least a senior adult cat, if not going to become an elder right away. So that's right around the corner, really. Last time, though, unfortunately, one of our old love interests, Snowleaf, actually was the one that killed Willowtail. So Willowtail is gone. Unfortunately, also for us, Echodapple is equally disliked by Snowleaf, so we have to hope and send thoughts to Star Clan that Snowleaf is not going to strike again and get Echodapple too. I still don't really know what Snowleaf's motivations were in committing that murder. I still think there might be some weird things going on between him and Frost Whisper that's unresolved. And it's even more complicated by the fact that Snowleaf likes Frost Whisper likes Snowleaf, and Yarosar, Snowleaf's mate, really dislikes Frost Whisper, so that could also be a possible contributing factor there. I don't think Yarosar is in on it directly. He's a very judicious cat. He's been the cat that brought everybody else to justice, I suppose. He caught all the other murderers, exiled them accordingly, and now, in a cruel twist of fate, his mate is one of them. That murder was made to look like an accident, but I don't know whether or not that's ever going to come out that Snowleaf actually was the perpetrator. We can't act against Snowleaf until we understand that Snowleaf was the murderer, which is also unfortunate in that sense because this whole confrontation is just gonna have to hang over our heads for a little bit and will be eating me alive the entire time, and Frost Whisper is just going to look at Snowleaf like nothing changed because we believe it was an accident. Even if Snowleaf ends up killing our other kit, there's a high chance of that. And if Snowleaf did his job well, then it's every chance that the only way he gets caught or found out is if he admits it to another cat. Which also means that in turn, if that cat chose not to, reveal it to the clan for any reason, then we might not even get that revelation and that justice that way, like with Scorchrunner and Snowleaf's brother, Coldtree. So, very scary. We still have a high potential for a lot of crazy things to happen there. On brighter terms, while we did lose a medicine cat in Hill Petal becoming a warrior, we did gain one based off of our patrols. We recruited a lot of cats, actually. Going into wintertime, that won't be the case anymore. But we do have a lot of new faces around the clan, which could be good and welcome. And for final news, we should be expecting Jumblepaw to get his warrior name. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. I know a lot of you guys are liking the longer episodes, but I don't want to eat up too much time here. So let's head into Moon 116 for Frost. Yarosar stands above the clan and proclaims that Jumblepaw shall now be known as Jumble Current, honoring his hard work. Jumble Current is an interesting name, kind of implies like a tumultuous stream running. Like, kind of gets jumbled up, but maybe gets where he needs to go in the end. Sorry if you end up hearing the cats, they're about to start wrestling, it looks like. Twigpaw has excelled at every task placed before her. Despite her young age, she is more than ready to be a warrior. She is given the name Twig Hair, honoring her self-respect. It's an interesting name, but not a bad one. Runtail brought a single kitten back to camp, but refused to talk about their origin. We're gonna have to check on that. Only the AFAB cats are safe, after all. We really don't need more cats. Lyre Rush has gotten Yellow Cough, and so has Scorchrunner. Okay. That's not like a death sentence or anything, but Yellow Cough does concern me, especially so soon into Leaf Bear. Icy Fin wasn't looking where they were going and tripped over a small trunk, spraining their paw. Rabbitail grooms their pelt, happy to find tears and wounds in it gone. Storm Sky was climbing a tree and got a splinter. Sag Bellow's white cough is gone. Jumble Paw's running nose is gone, and Fig Kit has gotten a running nose. Mostly mild. Moonfern finds a kitty pet who joins the clan. The kitty pet decides to take on a more clan-like name and is now called Marish Streak. Bronzepelt believes he is part of a new prophecy. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that because maybe Bronzepelt will be the one to find out about the new murder. And relationships are still not working quite right. Real quick, just to check in though, we currently have 505 prey needed out of a needed amount of 145 each moon. So we're going to be set for the winter time. We're currently focused on resting and recovering for the winter, so hopefully Lyra Rush gets over her sickness soon. We're doing decent on herbs. We definitely could use some more, given how many cats are sick and how few herbs we really have in comparison. And then this is our current lineup of the other clans. Everyone is still considered allies, even though we had some tussling with, I think it was Goose Clan a few moons ago. Okay, let's go ahead and check out Marish Streak here. She's looking around camp with wonder. She's an adult female with silver eyes and a single stripe ginger and white pelt. She has a cream harness, which is actually really cute. She's playful and a great singer. She used to be a kitty pet, but after dreaming of starry-furred cats, she followed their whispers to the clan. Okay. She doesn't really have a lot of experience for her age, but that's not incredibly surprising for a kitty pet. And then finally, Runttail brought in little Lemon Kit, a newborn male with yellow eyes and a single striped black pelt. He is charming. And he was born outside the clan but came to live with his parent Runttail. Let's check out Runttail. They're one of the newcomers and one I'm not super familiar with. Since Runttail was not assigned female at birth, he does have to roll here to determine his safety in the clan. It's just a 50-50 split here, so I've got a dice. Evens, he's safe. Odds, he's not. And I rolled a 1. Okay. So sadly, Runttail will not be sticking around. When he brings the little kit back, I think Yarosar just presses it, knowing how many mouths there are to feed. And Runttail, despite being thoughtful and a proficient cat and tracker, is unable to come up with a good backstory and eventually, under some pressure, admits the truth. That this kitten is from a previous cat he knew before he joined the clan. And so now he's bringing the kit in for a better life. You know what, actually? Runttail's only been in the clan for 4 moons, so his fling would have had to happen very soon after joining in. So on second thought, I'm actually going to give him a pass because he joined up like literally 3 moons ago, and that's about how long it takes for kittens to be born. So I think if Yarosar goes to confront him, Runttail will admit that he knows that this is an issue now. He's not going to press the problem, but he wanted to bring his single kitten in for a better life. I think he will still get strikes for this. He's not going to get off scot-free, but it's not going to be immediate exile this go either. If he had been even 1 or 2 more moons out from joining the clan, though, I probably wouldn't have been so nice. But he's been a really good asset to the clan from what I remember, so we'd like to see more of that. Okay, here's Scratchfoot, offering helpful advice to a gloomy clanmate. She grew to be thoughtful and a trinket stower, which I definitely think is different than what she was showing before. They have Slumber Shiver, asking the deputy to set up 2 warriors on a patrol together. Bold Still Skill Heart Reader. Fish Blink, who is craving the taste of bird. Faithful and a fantastic tumbler. And this is what he'll look like healthy. Very pretty cat. Then we had Jumble Current, who saw a yappy little dog today. He grew to be meek but elegant. He was mentored by us, and we influenced him to be more likely to break rules that don't suit them, make impulsive decisions, and put others at ease. When he graduated, he was honored for his hard work, graduating at 12 moons old. Then we had Twig Hare. Strange, good tunneler, and fast runner. Definitely young at 10 moons old. She is mentored by Tiny Stripe, who influenced her to be more likely to avoid violence, interact with others, and break away from the status quo. When she graduated, she was honored for her self-respect. Yarosar wants to be all-knowing like StarClan. If only he understood the irony in that desire. I don't think he'd want to be all-knowing anymore. Needledew saw a pair of 2 legs near camp today. Blue Shade is looking around camp. Storm Sky is organizing the herb stores. And Hiccup Heart, one of our recent medicine cats, is playing a prank on Flipcomb. Oh, I guess I missed it last time, but here's Pigeon Flick, now a senior adult. It's really weird to see a cat that was so young when we started, now so old. And then here's Sky Scratch in the same boat, currently eavesdropping on Weaselreed. We're trying to set a good example for younger cats. We're still grieving the loss of our daughter, though. Lyrush is also trying to set a good example for younger cats, and as we know, she's sick with yellow cough. Lyrush is taking shallow, raspy breaths. All of a sudden, their chest stops moving. But then they suck in another breath. You sigh in relief. Though maybe it'd be best to let Hiccup Heart know what happened. Oh, that's terrifying. I'm sure she'll be fine, but that can't make sickness like that any easier to bear. Snowleaf is feeling nervous, so maybe something isn't really going to his plan. Moral Swirl has apprentices very engaged in a tall tale. Swanthroat makes Moral Swirl laugh over and over, reminiscing on old kid stories we told them. We think about butting in with some stories they left out, but we decide not to spoil the moment. Echo Dapple wants to compliment Fish Blink's fighting technique. They look especially sleepy this morning. She rolls her eyes when we ask how she's doing. Real tired, and you know why? I got up in the middle of the night to make dirt, and when I headed back, Runtail called me to look at the stars. Then he kept talking about StarClan and the moon and comets and his thoughts about our place in the world. Like, I know you have so many deep thoughts, but maybe keep them to yourself. Maybe not at 2 in the morning. Swanthroat is sparring with some clanmates. I thought you may be here, though. I hoped not. Frost Whisper, are you staying here for the day? I might have missed something, but okay, I'll let your friends know, but it's not bad to cry, and you shouldn't share your grief alone. No cat wants that. You need time, you need space, and that's okay. I am sorry for your loss. I know they meant so much to you. There's not a lot I can say to offer comfort, nor do I want to neglect your grief in favor of strength, because that's not what you need right now. You don't need me to tell you that it will get better, to have faith. So I'll leave with this. Don't shut yourself off, please. Talk to your clanmates. It's okay. Ask for help. Seek comfort and support. I'll leave you with your grief. Goodbye, Frost Whisper. It's a really thoughtful message, I suppose. I know Swanthroat genuinely wants to help. Sometimes it can be hard to really hear some of the empathetic words like that when it's stated in an almost lecturing way to somebody who's actively going through it. But I think that's still better than just being like, how you doing today? I mean, you can't be doing that well. I mean, so I think she's handling it really well for a young cat trying to navigate such a deep loss. Burnpath is having a hard day. It's freezing outside, but Burnpath doesn't seem to care. She just sits in the snow without so much as a shiver to interrupt her brooding. I don't know what she's brooding over, but obviously she's having a lot of deep thoughts if it's leading to a hard day. Whether that's related to some interpersonal relationships, seeing her adopted parents this way, losing her sister. I don't know, but wintertime is always going to be a hard time. It also came to my attention that I did miss a little crush that one of these girls had on somebody, so I'm going to try and go back through this and just see what I may have missed to break it up onto a slightly lighter note there. Oh, Swanther has a small crush on Tiny Stripe. I wonder if they're actually compatible or if that's going to go anywhere. I'd have to double check the rules, but I think I could technically set cats up that aren't us, I guess. Is that returned at all? Oh, that's returned. Okay. There's so many cats here. Or Swanthroat. They're not super compatible, but they're not incompatible. So we'll keep our eyes on how that develops. I would like to see some young love here, though. Moonfern is gathering moss for the nursery, and Chardrumble is too. So where there's moss, I think there's gonna be moss ball. While Moonfern and Figkit are playing, Figkit notices one of the other kids watching in a lonely corner and invites them to play. They all have a blast. Compassion 1. As Chardrumble and Rootkit play moss ball, Chardrumble notices how Rootkit takes a gentle approach when passing the ball back so it doesn't fly at their face. Empathy 1. Alright, and for sake of time, we're gonna dive right on into patrols. Obviously, Frostwhisper can't do anything, so this will probably be pretty quick patrols, all things considered. Blueshade gathers Juniper despite the slippery conditions. Stormsky gathers moss. And Hiccupark gathers blackberry. I do like how the medicine cats actually seem to be thinking about whatever herbs they're going for. Just makes it a little bit more personalized, I'd say. Chirpack does not step up to teach Saffron Paw. And the Porcupine returns. Honestly, I think I'm gonna send all the cats out on random patrols. We don't necessarily need hunting right now. Training could improve some of the kitty pets and younger members' abilities. But with hunting, you never know when it could be helpful, so I'm not excluding it. And we obviously need to have some border missions just for the sake of maintaining our border. So Needledew is leading this patrol, and while they're practicing hunting techniques, conversation turns to prey and which animal tastes best. Needledew might completely disagree with Ivory Twist on his frankly terrible taste in prey, but they both learn a lot from each other regardless. Okay, our first hunting patrol, Braves the Snowstorm, brings back a medium amount of prey. Okay, so we got the checking the border lines and we hear an odd sound coming from a nearby bush. We don't have to proceed here. We have a confident cat and we have a cowardly cat, and that kind of balances itself out. That being said, I don't think Yarosar would back down. Turns out to be a rabbit, and we bring a large amount of prey back. Okay, made it through this many of the cats, and we still haven't gotten a border patrol, so we're gonna go on border mission with these guys. We hear a rumor of a badger denning in MoonClan territory. But we have to check. We come nose to nose with the occupant of the badger set. It's only by grace of Stark Clan that they're able to redirect our speed and twist around in time to avoid the badger's furious snarling and slashing claws. Our last patrol meets Clay Clan at the border. As we stop to chat, the other patrol seems standoffish and cold. It seems as though our alliance with them may be weakening and our relationships do worsen. Alright, missions weren't that exciting. It's a lot of stuff we've seen before, which again isn't surprising given how long we've been doing this series and playing this game as a whole. So we're gonna go ahead and dive into Moon 118 and see what awaits us there. Yarosar stands above the clan, proclaims that Plumepaw shall now be known as Plumetooth, honoring her hard work. Yarosar stands above the clan, proclaims Saffron Paw to be Saffron Tuft, honoring his consideration. Figpaw sits excitedly beside Mistspot as the meeting ends and hopes she'll be doing something exciting like battle training first. Her claws are itching to tear at something. That usually means bloodthirsty, but sometimes it's competitive, so fingers crossed for the second. We really don't need any more bloodthirsty cats. Rookit loudly complains as Twilight Shade pulls him over to quickly groom his pelt. He managed to wriggle away and scurry off to the front of the crowd for his ceremony, where he is renamed Roo Paw and apprenticed to Runttail. As we could have maybe deduced by the change in our sprite, we wake one day after Moon's numbness and feel as though the world is less dull, so we've gotten over our grief. Yeah, Sinbad. Falcon scratch his heel from their mangled leg. Chirpback has gotten green cough. Storm Sky's small cut has healed up nicely. Bronze Pelt has gotten white cough. Fishblink has healed well from his cat bite, and Figkit's running nose is gone. We've got a wide variety of coughs going on now. So we have white cough, yellow cough, and green cough. We do have enough medicine cats to actually attend to that. Yeah, Sinbad. We do actually have enough medicine cats to actually attend to that. I don't know if we have enough herbs to attend to that, though. We are in the resting and relaxing phase, so we have more chance to actually recover and less chance to get sick. And I can only imagine how sick we would be if we didn't have that toggle. Storm Sky was caught sharing prey with a kitty pet who was chased off by a patrol. The clan has encountered Klee. Falling Whisker was seen playing with the kitty pet over the border. The clan has encountered Klee. Twig Hair wasn't looking where they were going and tripped over a small trunk, but came out of it with only her pride bruise. And Lemon Kit was trying to fluff up his nest when he saw a thorn inside of his bedding. A prank, but it couldn't fool him. So Klee has been causing all sorts of issues. I think she was the one that interacted with Frost Whisper too. I don't think she wants to give up her life as a kitty pet, but I definitely think she's very friendly, so a lot of cats are reluctant to try and chase her off, especially since we've been very welcoming to outsiders. That being said, sadly, Storm Sky and Falling Whisker will both get a strike. Just as a note too, we didn't actually have any interactions in all events when we were grieving there, but we do have one today. We're out with Chai-Paw and Scorch Runner. We're not on patrol, we all just wanted to stretch our legs. Okay, so Falling Whisker gets strike 1 for playing with kitty pet Klee, and so does Storm Sky. Since it does specifically note who they're interacting with, I'm gonna try and include it in the strikes in case that, comes back around later. Aw, here's little Lemon Kit, a little bit more grown up. I don't know why I love the name Lemon Kit for a black cat. I think it's just because of the little lemon eyes that he could maybe be named for. But he's charming and looks for trinkets, and is trying to purr his way out of trouble with the medicine cat. Yarosar is debating trying to climb a tree. Maybe not in winter. Needledew is thinking to clear away growing foliage at the roots so they're less likely to grow. Blue Shade is checking in on the warriors. Storm Sky is wondering what living with two legs must be like, so maybe Klee is putting some thoughts in his head about if warriorhood or medicine cathood, in his case, is right for him. And maybe is just telling stories about what two legs are like, and Storm Sky is wondering how that could actually be. Doesn't always mean that, the grass is greener on the other side, but it's sometimes nice to think about. And Hiccup Heart is checking up on the warriors too. We're also wondering what living with two legs must be like. Runtail is tracking Swanthroat across the entire territory. Interesting, I wonder why we're tracking Swanthroat though. Actually, didn't Runtail have that whole interaction with Swanthroat last moon? Maybe they're just, I don't want to say weird friends, but unexpected friends. There we go, that's what I was looking for. The pairing you wouldn't really expect to see, but which could be a really wholesome extra mentorship sort of thing. Oh, Lyra just wants to sleep. We'll leave her to sleep. I know we can interact with some of the sleeping cats extra, but I think she could just use the rest. Score Turner wants to compliment Mirror Streak's fighting techniques. He is sick, or I'm sorry, they are sick. So we are going to just talk to them. And since we can't actually do any patrols or anything with them. Psh, Mousebrain Blue Shade trying to imprison me in my nest over something that's not even a problem. I'm completely fine. More than fine. I could run laps around camp. I could triple my workload. If only Blue Shade would listen. Please just rest. I know you have all of the great traits and your fears, but please just relax. It'll be better that way. Queso's storm is Finchin. He is hurt with a claw wound, but I think we'll talk to him. Hurts. Kinda wish I didn't talk to him now. That's all he said. Fishblink is feeling a sense of dread, and I really hope that doesn't mean anything. But here's Plumetooth. She's gloomy, a good sport, and a fast runner. She was mentored by Spruce Leaf, who influenced her to be more likely to bend the rules, resort to violence, interact with others, and behave erratically. Spruce Leaf helped her become better at being a team player. When she graduated, she was honored for her hard work, graduating at 11 moons old. Saffron Tuft saw a kitty pet, Tule Kit, playing with a kitty pet. He's sneaky, a fast runner, and a good climber. He was mentored by Chirpback, who influenced him to be more likely to have trouble adapting and refrain from socializing. When he graduated, he was honored for his consideration all the same, graduating at 11 moons old. Sneaky and fast runner and good climber has the best potential to be either the best hunter in the clan or to be the craziest eavesdropper spy. I don't know which path he's gonna take quite yet, but there's a lot of weird espionage potential there. Tripaw is just making silly faces, so we'll talk to him too. Hey, Frost Whisper, I heard a rumor that Icy Fentoli has a crush on Rabbitail. Isn't that crazy? I don't really have a read on if that's true or not, so we're just gonna ask where they heard it from. Well, you see, you're no fun at all. Don't spread rumors, Shypaw, you'll regret it. And then we have Figpaw, a little bit more grown up, who's hoping there's a juicy mouse left on the fresh kill pile for her. She's arrogant but oddly orderly. Then we have Rupaw, wondering how Squirtrunner is doing. He's flexible but likes to decorate. I might be imagining this, but I kind of thought those traits were flipped as kits, so it'd be kind of interesting to see how they influence one another. Moonfern's pondering the legacy they want to leave for the kits in the clan. It's crazy to think that probably feels a bit more realistic now that she's a senior. Lemon Kid shows remarkable bravery when facing Moonfern in the play fight, determined to one day become the victor. Courage 1. Charge Rumble is enjoying the silence outside of camp. During a scavenger hunt, Lemon Kid's quick thinking leads him to the hidden items in no time. Intelligence 1. Alright, let's go ahead and do some patrols. Obviously, we can actually do LifeGen patrols, so let's go ahead and do that. A queen asks us to watch over their kits while they hunt. It's a chance to share stories and keep the young ones entertained. It would have to be Lemon Kit. We accept and keep the kids entertained with stories of our adventures. The queen returns to find them asleep, grateful for our help. Blue Shade gathers horsetail, which could be helpful. Storm Sky gathers more blackberry. I won't lie, I don't actually know what that's used for. I also don't know what we need for yellow cough. Hiccup Heart does not find what he's looking for and actually ends up cold and damp from the snow, so he has shivering. Looks like he can still act with that, but not a good start. Looks like Lungwort was a treatment for yellow cough, and we don't have any more. So I really hope we find something, but in Leaf Bear, that's not exactly expected. Taking the new apprentices out, we find a badger set. We decide to put something in the way to see if it's moved, to see if the badger set is in use later. Grandmaster and Tripaw, on the other hand, have a nice practice session, swapping their best hits and tricks. We have a pretty large hunting mission this go, when we come across a large rat. It's too busy digging around in a frozen pile of foul two-legged crow food to notice an approaching patrol. I don't know if we necessarily want this rat in case we get sick, but beggars can't be choosers. We definitely lost a lot of food last time. Frost Whisper easily catches the distracted rat. Medusa Pelt meows triumphantly. It's a great catch during Leaf Bear. Unfortunately, while carrying it, our mouth begins to sour. We bury the sickly rat away from camp, but it's too late. Over the next few days, we fall violently ill with diarrhea, which, as silly as that sounds, can be very serious. And it's not actually something I think I've seen in the game before, so I don't know how good or bad it actually could turn out to be. It's actually really easy to get dehydrated and die from that if it's severe enough in real life. So, fingers crossed our cat doctors can do something about that. Really not the way I would have seen us going out if we do end up dying from it, though. Our border patrol comes across a small dog on the edge of our territory. We back one another up and send the dog far away from the clan. Our patrol, which is coincidentally pretty much all light ginger cats except for Needledew, actually have an easy time hunting, and they bring back a huge amount of prey back to camp. We hear a cat in distress, but we can't proceed in wintertime. Alright, our last patrol just sent off another small dog fleeing with blood in its eyes, which is quite the imagery. But we're gonna go ahead and dive into our final time skip of the episode already. I know it's probably gonna be a little bit shorter in comparison to the other ones, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Okay, so I saw some spoilers a little bit further up, so I'm starting off here. And sadly, the ship is already dead. Tiny Stripe was bitten by a venomous spider. And that's not something I've ever seen in this game, let alone in wintertime. But judging by the later text here, Tiny Stripe has taken their place in StarClan and their loss is mourned. Mirror Streak, Needledew, Storm Sky, and Jumble Current are all taken away by Two Legs. Mirror Streak was the only former kitty pet in that group, and I swear, if she ended up being like a Trojan horse that ended up luring the Two Legs here, I'd be really sad because right there we lost our deputy, one of our medicine cats, and one of our apprentices, our only current living apprentice, gone right there. So that's a triple blow that I actually wasn't prepared for and probably should have been, because that's just how this game tends to go, it seems. At least they got the warrior name before they were taken away. And if they were just abducted, quote unquote just abducted, there is every chance that we can find them again. So I'm gonna probably rotate between trying to invite some of them back. I don't know if they're gonna find their way back home anyway, but for all intents and purposes, they are now basically dead to the clan. Yarosard chooses Falcon Scratch to take over as deputy. They don't know if Needledew would approve, but life must go on. I don't necessarily hate Falcon Scratch as deputy. Needledew was a great thinker, but I don't know, he felt like very reserved and maybe slightly aggressive as a deputy. Obviously not like Tiger Claw levels of aggressive for deputy, but definitely just like not the most popular choice, I feel. Falcon Scratch I know Frost Whisper really likes and gets on well with, so I'm sure Frost Whisper at the least would be happy for that. But I was not prepared for that mass kidnapping, I guess, catnapping Because of the abduction, though, MoonClan does not have enough healthy medicine cats, so cats will be sick or hurt for longer and have a higher chance of dying. Luckily, Lyra Rush heals and no longer has yellow cough. Snowleaf slipped on some rocks and dislocated their leg. Good. I wish it was worse. Rumble is taking some prey from their fresh kill pile only to find a horde of rats. They called a pigeon flick for help and together they fought off the rats, but not before being injured. We're gonna have to check the fresh kill pile then too, because there's a chance it's depleted as well. Icy Fin is recovered from their sprain. Rabbitail got a running nose. Moral Swirls misstepped and slipped from a rock, spraining her paw. It's easy to do in wintertime. Too much ice. Bronze Pelt's white cough is gone. Queso-Sorn's claw wound is healed. Hiccup Heart says his extremities feel like they're being pricked by claws. Numbness soon follows, both a sign of frostbite. Man, bad luck this moon. No one is going to blame Weaselreed for the pride they display in successfully asking Moonfern to become their mate. It's a wonderful life event to celebrate and something to rightfully congratulate the couple on. Before he was abducted, Needledew was seen touching noses with a loner. Scandalous. Once again, we've encountered Meatlug. Rumble went for a long walk this morning, deep in thought, and then when they went to take prey from the fresh kill pile, they found the horde of rats. We offered to teach Blue Shade some battle moves, just in case. What an unusual blue butterfly. Strange. Maybe it's a sign. We ponder it for a bit. If that's not an accessory, I want it to be an accessory. And I also wonder if it's a sign from somebody trying to, I don't know, indicate who the murderer of our child was. I'd expect a willow sign from Willowtail. I don't know who would send a blue butterfly, especially not in winter. We stopped to take in the moment. What a moon it's been. What a time to be you. RuPaul catches us sneaking out of camp at night, but we threaten him to keep quiet about it. In the moment of downtime, we take the time to impress kids with our finest hunting crouch. Okay, so before I forget here, let's check in the clearing. We still have an excess of prey, so we're good there. I think we are going to be assisting with herb gathering for springtime because we need all the herbs and help there we can get, I think. But wow. Okay, so here's Falcon Scratch. Playful, pathfinder, and good fighter. He doesn't get the chores done all morning, too busy climbing trees. I think it's gonna be kind of like a full pendulum swing from Needledew, who's a bit more strict and visionary, to Falcon Scratch, who I think is more playful and in the moment. But I think Falcon Scratch would be a very popular choice just from what I've seen in the clan. And here's everybody now outside of the clan, some of which we've exiled, some of which we lost. Storm Sky is tending some growing herbs. Oh, they have all of their, like, statuses that they would have had in the clan, so it's not saying like they're cold and tired and wanting to be back in the clan. It just says that they're going about their life, which I guess is probably better than the alternative, huh? Weaselreed and Moonfern, though. I would have seen Weaselreed and Pigeonflick over Weaselreed and Moonfern, but it looks like a throuple might not be entirely out of the question for those guys, so we'll have to see what happens, but I just want Moonfern to be happy, and if she finally found a mate that's worthy for her, then I think that's a good place to start. Yarosar is thinking about forming an alliance. We already saw Falcon Scratch. He does have master experience too at only 83 moons, and he's mentored 2 apprentices, so he has a pretty good resume, but part of me is a little sad Frost Whisper didn't get recognized. I'm not surprised, Yarosar doesn't like us, but I kinda wish we'd gotten deputyship at least later on in life. Blue Shade is struggling to remember all the names of herbs. He's getting older, and all of a sudden he has all the pressure of caring for this huge clan put on his shoulders by himself, so I don't blame him if he's suddenly encountering a bit of a wall. Poor Hiccupart isn't having a fun time. Sunbright helped bury Tiny Stripe, leaving his favorite prey at the grave. We want to critique Chirpback's fighting techniques. Weaselreed has a suggestion for the clan leader. Late at night, when they think you're sleeping, Weaselreed sneaks into the medicine den and sits beside our nest. Please, Star Clan, help Frostwhisper get better. They have to get better. I was supposed to protect them, to keep them safe. Without them, Overcome with emotion, Weaselreed races out of the medicine den. Out of all the brothers, we had a bit of a rocky start with Weaselreed, but it's nice seeing how much we've kind of grown together to overcome that. Lyrish almost got lost near some two-leg nests. Lyrish is sitting in the middle of camp, seemingly lost in thought. Don't know about what, though. Maybe she's trying to map out the two-leg nests? If she's getting lost near them, then maybe she's trying to figure out where to go to look for our missing clanmates, too. For her being very responsible, I can easily see her getting kind of preoccupied in doing that. Chirpback is trying to set a good example for younger cats. Chirpback seems to be drifting in and out of consciousness. Everyone's sick and unwell. Merle Swirl is sparring with clanmates, even though she's injured with a sprain here. Echo Dapple is wondering what living with two legs must be like. Possibly after that whole abduction, it's probably at the forefront of everybody's mind. I don't think Swan Third is very down about Tiny Stripe's untimely demise. She's feeling happy today. Milky is giving advice to younger cats. She's still injured with a broken jaw, but she seems to be trucking along just fine. Moonfern is keeping a calm demeanor amidst nursery chaos. We'll talk to her too. Oh, hey, how have you? Ouch. They look down at Lemon Kit, who seems to be biting onto their tail. Oh, could you please try to be a bit more gentle? You can be rough with toys, but not with cats. Aww. Moonfern shares a story about forgiveness between rival warring clans, and Lemon Kit takes the moral of the tale to heart. Chartrumble is feeling the weight of responsibility and shaping young minds and spirits. Lemon Kid is hoping a patrol will come back with a special gift for him, like usual. Very fitting for both of his traits. And obviously, since we are not well, we're not going to be doing any patrols again. So let's send a couple cats out to hopefully gather some herbs. During a patrol looking for herbs, Blue Shade notices Poppy Eye seems more quiet than usual. When prompted, Poppy Eye slowly asks if Blue Shade could teach him more about the nature of StarClan. Blue Shade tries to simplify the mystical power of their ancestors, but it only leaves Poppy Eye more confused about StarClan and their prophecies. Which is really interesting given that she does have the Dark Forest skill. Maybe it just comes more naturally than StarClan's ways. Definitely seems a bit more direct anyway. The apprentices have a disagreement and look to Runtail to settle the dispute. They nod sympathetically, hearing out every side of the argument, and even with help, the patrol feels comfortable with their differences. Alright, we've got a big hunting patrol, and once again we are hunting rats. This time in an abandoned two-leg nest. With this particular roster, I'm not as concerned about getting ambushed, but I am concerned that we could still get hurt. Sagbella leads the patrol towards the nest, pushing back rotting wood blocking the entrance. We get to work rounding up and piling up the rats, and by nightfall we have so much it takes 2 trips to bring them all back. Sagbello is congratulated for his ingenious plan. Our next patrol stumbles across a large dog in the middle of the territory. We decide no cat is going to be surprised by it again, and with that, the patrol shadows a dog, sending a message to warn camp. With enough cats to keep track, watch, rest, and send messages, MoonClan is kept safe from the wandering dog. Once again, we have the same issue though. But this time, While we do have to scatter, it's not as bad as it could have been. We managed to keep track of the dog. Okay, I won't lie, I just saw a rat, so I went to click through this issue or this event, and I didn't realize the rat was in fact the Rat King. The Rat King's defenses are too powerful, and wave upon wave of rats pours down onto the patrol. Some manage to escape, but not everyone makes it out. Sembrite, Primshade, and Saffron Tuft do not make it out, which is honestly kind of devastating because that is one of our older members of the clan, two siblings, or one sibling who had their other sibling on the mission with them, and the cat that we had with two different colored eyes didn't make it out. As bad as that is, Liar Rush was also on that patrol. It could have very easily have been her due to just a careless misclick on my part. So, while I'm really sad that 3 cats died, there are no words to describe my relief that it was not Liar Rush. So I'm grateful that this wasn't worse. Our last patrol finds a lost Goose Clan apprentice wandering hopelessly lost. We guide them back to their own territory and improve relationships with the other clan. And that's where we'll go ahead and leave it off. I am still very grateful we were not almost divinely punished by the Rat King for me just skimming and thinking it was another rat raid. That was too close. And again, I'm sad, but more relieved than sad on that go. But I think we'll go ahead and leave it off here. It's probably still gonna be a bit longer despite all my best intentions. So thanks for sticking it out with me. I hope everybody had a nice holiday, at least for those celebrating here in America. Feel free to check out links in the description below to links to other social media. You can come talk about the Wolf Quest update with me, and you can see some maybe early progress there. Thank you especially to Parental Unit, though, for supporting the channel, as that support is greatly appreciated. Until next time, everybody, though, stay safe, stay happy. I'll see you all then, and bye!